Most musicians dream to make a living off of music. I know I did. But streams don't really pay, gigs don't really mean stability, and waiting to be discovered is not really a business plan. But the good news is that there's a new roadmap that helps artists make a living off of music. This roadmap doesn't ignore your music, it actually builds around it. You'll be able to harvest more potential of your creative sessions, build momentum with your creativity. This isn't about selling out, this is about showing up. It's about building an audience that actually cares and surrounding your brand with a community. It's about giving more than you take, and in the end, you can get paid for it. In this video, I'll show you how. Let's do it. Let's start with the old business model. As you can see on the screen, you show up every day or a few times a week, depending on your routine. You create music, and with creating enough music, you have a music catalog, and that's your products. These are the assets of your business. You distribute your product into streaming services where people can buy your music or stream it. And if you look to the left side, you can see that you can monetize it, and that will help you live the good life, which is great. Monetization from streaming services is amazing. It's passive income. You basically put it out there, and every once in a while, you get some dollars in the mail. It's great. You should definitely have everything in place to harvest more and more from what you deserve from the streaming services. But this is small money. It's still amazing, and hopefully with time, as your brand gets bigger and bigger, you'll get more and more money from it. But we shouldn't focus on that, considering that it's going to take us hundreds of hours to make that music that we sell. Making hundreds of dollars is not really what we want. On the other side of streaming services, once you promote your albums and your EPs on your social media, you can play shows. Playing shows is your highest leverage point within this business model. When you play shows, you can go back to social media and promote that you play the show, and that will help you to live the good life. This cycle works, but only for a tiny percentage of artists. Basically, because the economics are so broken. The streamings pays us cents for these hundreds of hours it took you to make that EP, and shows that pay more. And so in theory, this model works, but in practice, it keeps 90% of artists stuck. Now, here's something most artists never really think about. You're not just selling your music, you're selling two products. Now, I'm going to go over this in a whole other video. I'm going to dissect more and more deeply into this concept. But for now, just think about this. Your music is the low ticket offer of your business. High effort, low return, essential, but not sustainable. Your shows are your high ticket offer. High leverage, high impact, and one night can outweigh months of work. Understanding this changes everything, because it shows that you can't just depend on the product. You have to build demand for you. And this is where the real shift happens. You're not only in the music business, you are in the attention business. If you want more booking, if you want more fans in your shows, if you want music to actually support you, you need people paying attention, which means that your brand is the real product here. Your presence, your story, your relationship with your audience, that's what can get people in the door. Now I want to share something from Alex Hormozi's book. He talks about that in the lumber industry, they used to throw away sawdust. It was just waste. They would literally burn it to get rid of it. Until one day, someone figured out that if you put glue with sawdust, you can create a whole new product. Can't remember the name, something like a plywood or something. That discovery made a useless byproduct into $1 billion product. Here's the point. You have sawdust as well. Every time you show up and you make music, you create byproducts. And most artists throw them away. If you worked on a track and you're not going to finish it, you just know that this track would never see the day of light, take all the samples that you made there and release a free sample pack or get paid for one. You had a good sound design session and you made a really cool Ableton rack. Put it out there. Give it to your colleagues. Give it to people that follow you. Have goodwill within your brand. You had a cool moment in your studio? Share it. People love to see what's going on behind the scenes. And that actually builds a lot of trust. They can actually get to know you on a personal level. If you read a fantasy book and it really inspired one of the pieces of music you put out there, talk about it. Your value is not in the last form of your art. Your value is in the process, in the byproducts, in all those moments along the way that most artists overlook. If you take one thing from this video, just remember that your value is not in the last form of your art. Now, byproducts give you something that every artist struggles with: reasons to show up online. If we understand that building an audience is one of the primary things we should do with our business, because we want people to buy our stuff and come to our shows, we should be active on social media, where most of us hang out, and how you can actually reach globally to more and more people. The number one excuse that most of us have is, I don't know what to post. Byproducts solve that. Every studio session you can create content. Every mistake is a story. Every unfinished project is an opportunity for you to give to your colleagues and other producers that just started their way. And when you give consistently, something beautiful happens. Your audience will start associate you with generosity. Having goodwill being paired and attached to your brand is one of the best things that can happen to you. As a consumer of social media, I know it on myself. I love it when other people give me free stuff. Obviously. And most of those people that give me free stuff, I would be more inclined to pay for their paid stuff, because I trust them and I know that their products, even the free ones, give me value. So with these byproducts, you build goodwill, you strengthen your relationship, and you become more than just an artist that's shouting to the void. You actually share with all of your community around you. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Your finished music matters, but it's not your only product. Byproducts are just as valuable, and sometimes even more valuable, because they can give you attention, trust, and connection to the people that follow you. Now, this video turned out way longer than I expected it to turn out. So I'm going to do a part 2 to this video where I will actually show the whole graphics of how I use this byproducts framework within my business and how my business actually looks like now. I have a whole new model that harvests more potential and actually get momentum out of my creativity. I'm going to post the next video next week, but for now, please just remember, your value isn't just in the last form of your music. There's value in everything that happens along that way. So go back to your studio, show up, and give value to your community. I hope you've learned something from today's video and you got some value from this. If you want to subscribe or comment or like and do all these things that we're supposed to do, that'll help a lot. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.